Hi there. I'm gonna deviate from the plan of doing a bed by bed analysis, and I'm gonna do a highlight slash low light video for this one because there are just some things that are, due, and I don't want it to be past due by the time to get to that space, or it's already gone and I need to clean it out because fall gardening is upon us. But first, let's admire the freshly power washed patio. Yes, the weeds. We still have to weed whack, but much less algae than before. I don't have a before picture, so how would you know? I'll pop a picture of a short I made. All right, let's get to the garden, shall we? This will be in no particular order. It'll be a mix of highs and lows. Let's see, the first low. This striped German tomato has nary a fruit on it. There's flowers, but definitely very slow on the fruiting side. Most everybody else has fruit. And highlight, let's see, we've got the striped Roma. We've got a blush on that one. Ananas Noir, we have a blush. Which one's this one? Black from Tula has a blush. I missed a cat-faced one here, so it's a little on the big side. And a few more over here, but no blushes there. And then on the other side, we have blushing on... I lost the tag. Let me find it. Tropical Sunset, that one. So that's exciting. That might actually be ready because it's, I believe, a yellow fruit. And what's this one? That is the NCRD paste. So those are what's coming in. The Brandywine, I believe. Nope, that's not the Brandywine. That's the Gobstopper. Nope, that's Glacier Bush. Is also very slow on the fruiting, but it's... No, never mind. It's got lots of fruit. It's just tiny. Low light here is how small the okra and eggplants are this year. I don't know if it's because I used up the soil and didn't replenish it enough, but these are so... I feel like they're tiny. Maybe I'm just exaggerating, but definitely the eggplants are so tiny. These barely have grown. Only one, which I believe is the Black Beauty. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Only this one is a respectable 2 feet height. The rest are barely 8 inches tall. But a highlight on the okra is that we are getting fruit. So hooray for the first fruits of okra. Now on the corn, same thing, more or less. So these were indoor sown and probably, root disturbed too much. So, and they're pretty stunted. They're maybe 4 feet tall. Whereas the ones I seeded on this side are, 6 feet tall, which is what they should be. And their their cobs are respectable size. So I believe these are called Martian jewels, and these are ambrosia. And somehow I mixed in a Martian jewel over here. But you can see we have, yeah, it's ready. It's all dried up. Unfortunately, we lost, I don't know why this was stunted like this, but a lot of these are. They're very tiny fruit and tiny on tiny plants. So that's annoying. So next year I won't be doing like a seedling thing. And the only reason I do it because I lose so much kernels, when I plant them out because the squirrels dig them up. But this year I had better luck with those kernels over there. So if I can remember to not put them out till mid-July, and then they'll be in time for September harvest. Very much a low light. Over here are my beans. My pole beans have been attacked. They got snipped off at the bottom somewhere. Here's an example. And yeah, so I have maybe two existing vines left, maybe. From the looks of it from this far. So sadly, no, not much pole beans. I've harvested a few and I see I need to harvest some. Get that going. Also lost a good bit of this. Well, this was a volunteer soybean. That's okay. This bean plant has been producing very nicely. I've already eaten out of it quite a few times. Yeah, that needs to be picked soon. Yeah, nothing much to report on the rest of the beds. I did plant, it's coming up, awesome. I did plant some russets, and it's coming up. I chitted it a little bit, but it looks like that one is successful. There should be two per bags. This one I just planted more recently, so that we won't see for a while. We've been getting a nice amount of harvest on the cukes, so I won't be succession sowing like I thought I would, plus those plants never came up anyway. I have yet to open the carrots, so that will be in one of the analysis videos. This moonflower has yet to flower. So I have like various sizes of them, and then this one's like the most stunted. It's in the ground directly, compact. I gotta clean up some of the zucchini. They've given me one fruit, and basically that's it. So that needs to be replaced. I have a nice butternut coming on. No, that's not a butternut. What is that? It's supposed to be a butternut. That does not look like a butternut. Butternut are long and yellowy. Oh, brother. It's not an acorn. Is it a Hubbard? But I only had one Hubbard and it's so stunted. So that could be like a seed that shouldn't have been in the package. Hopefully this is a butternut. I'm not seeing much on the acorns, honestly. The acorn squash have not shown much fruit. We do have a good Moroccan squash coming on. There's at least two that I know of. They are behemoths. And they're supposed to be a winter squash, but I imagine they'd make a nice summer squash too. But yeah, no acorn squash. So bizarre. I have definitely lost all my melons at this point. This cantaloupe is holding on. I'm going to leave it there. There's a little flower. But I am repurposing this for peas, and that's why I have this repurposed umbrella stand that they can climb up on. And there is one pumpkin growing here. We'll see how long that takes. And another one here. But this one I had high hopes for, the Crimson Sweet. And, I tried to protect it and all, but all for naught, because that was also taken out in the dead of night. So that was very, very disappointing. So I'll give those to the chickens at some point. So I uncaged one of the celery that was in here, and lo and behold, it disappeared. So the cages stay. I have to make bigger cages or these plants are never going to grow to anything. The pumpkins here are already turning their orange hue, which I hope is okay. It seems early. Like if you were to go by the tendrils being dead already, like they do with melons, then this is technically ready to harvest. So the pumpkins are all right for now. I've pretty much given up. The dog has brought me a few presents of dead bunny babies, which is good, I guess, but she's also means she's trampled through most of the fencing, which granted wasn't put up, you know, all that well, but still. And the zinnias continue to give, which is nice. The envy, which is supposed to be a lime green, was not as impressive as I thought it was going to be. But then again, these aren't like all planted ideally, so maybe if they were all together, they'd be more impressive. But we have them. And the cosmos continued to chug on, which is nice. I didn't know if I had enough of these white varieties, but they finally came up. So, and they have a different leaf pattern than the others. These are very like fishbone looking versus typically your Cosmo leaves are like this. And also these more purpley pinkish ones, light pink, also have that fishbone leaf. I'm quite surprised how long the foxgloves are still here for. This is like the second flush after I topped off the main flower. Ooh, we got a lot of nice orangey yellow aphids on there. That's the first. I've not experienced that before. And also the white ones. This plant is covered. This is one of the volunteer collards. It is covered with aphids. That's crazy. Oh my goodness, I nearly missed it. The grapes graped. Or are graping. Let's see. Let's take one. Ooh. Gonna taste it. It's sour. Oops. And I dropped the seed. So I would say this is more of a, which I think I pretty much knew, a juicing grape, not an eating grape. Another one. There's a sizable seed. Well, that's pretty cool. I'll come back tomorrow and take a couple more. Alright, glad I ended on that high note there with the grape tasting. That was unexpected. But yeah, there's always something happy and sad in the garden. Here's my hydrangeas. At least those made it without too much disease pressure this time around. They were much sadder looking last year. Well, there's plenty of day to take advantage of, so I'm going to get to it. Talk to y'all again soon, so we'll harvest more. Bye.